Okay. Hi. To the channel. I went ahead and made this public because it's been a while. So to the channel, I'm sorry that I've been away for so long. Um, I've missed this place. Uh, but I have a rant basically, and so I was like, I'm gonna make a video about this. And since I don't have video recording access, like a device anymore at the moment, pretty much my only option is to make the video on the webcam. So, I'm like, why not go live? So I'm gonna wait a few minutes just in case there's anyone who wants to say hi or hear what my wants to know what my rant is about. So I'll just give it a few minutes. I don't really expect the channel for you guys to know that I'm live or to show up for this because I've been gone so much. I always check my channel and I see that I still have subscribers, and I'm like, wow, you guys like at least people stayed subscribed, which is really really nice. And like I also understand that like that just also happens. Like there's a million channels that I've subscribed to now that I don't necessarily ever watch, but I just like don't feel like unsubscribing because I don't know. I'm not really all that present on YouTube anyway. But yeah, I really something just happened in the last hour that I thought was so funny. It was like hilariously frustrating, which is why I was ranting to my boyfriend for a while. We were laughing while I was ranting. And then I started sending messages to, to my friend about this because, um, yeah, when I talk about the rant, that'll make sense. But don't tell me. Oh, yes. Sorry, the thing I'm ranting about, it finally. Yes. I have to message my friend. Okay. Um, but anyways, so yeah, I think I've given it a good amount of time. Honestly, only a few minutes, but I'm just gonna talk about my rant because I don't know. I thought this was so funny. I really, really did. I completely read this situation and I was like, it's gonna do this next, and then the thing that I'm gonna rant about it did the exact thing next. So I will begin my story. Yeah. But yeah, if anyone's missed me for a while, say hi and we'll do some catching up. If you have any questions like where was I? Like where were you? Or like um or how's it been? Any questions? I will answer, and maybe on my own I'll create a video just kind of vlog updating to the channel, but I don't know. I don't know when I might do that because yeah, I've been gone for like, let me check. The last video I uploaded was 3 months ago. I'm so sorry, everybody. I know that there's a lot more reliable YouTubers and tarot readers out there. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you all because I know sometimes people watch and get tarot readings often because they're going through something and they're like wanting to feel like supported spiritually, I guess, um, internally, emotionally. want like to feel valid in their experience. Because sometimes we feel like we're going crazy with something we're experiencing. Um, which that's not exactly what this rant is gonna be about, but I'm just thinking about the rant again, and I'm just like, this is so funny, and there's I don't know if anyone out there can relate to it, but yeah. All right. It says that there's someone here, but it could just be myself, and the number just changed from 0 to 1 for some reason. But I'm just gonna do my rant. So, all right. To begin with, this all started with that I wanted to get my friend, my bestie, my best friend, um, a gift. And I've always wanted to give this person a gift for like the last maybe like 10 years because this person, being my best friend, has given me so many gifts over the years, whether it's a holiday or my birthday or just it's been a while, so they just got me a gift. Like that's so sweet. Um, okay. It's really annoying when a car zooms down because we live in a neighborhood and some cars it doesn't matter um, for the sake of this video. But anyways, I was like, finally, I'm at a place where maybe I can get my best friend a gift. And so I won't talk any like brands, like what I ordered on what service, because I don't want to like advertise anything. Um, but yeah, I ordered this gift online and it was scheduled to get there basically. And so I checked the tracking and it showed like, like when there's like a map and it shows like a little circle pinpoint of like, there's first like marked for like where the destination is. And then eventually when it is like really close, if there's like some number of stops remaining, it'll visibly show a circle with a car image inside of it moving around on the map every like 10 seconds every time it updates. Um, so I saw that and it said 7 stops to go, and I got so excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Um, how? And so I watched it, and I see. So say that this is where my best friend's house is. I see the car, and it's down here, and it says 7 stops remaining, and it parks somewhere, and then it after like a minute, it's like 6 stops, and it moves, and it goes up the street. I'm like, oh my gosh! And they drive right past my best friend's house. I'm like, you literally drove right past my best friend's house. How dare you? But also, I get it. Just 6 stops. They go up the street a little farther, and then there's this horizontal, perpendicular street to it, okay? And they turn right on it, and it says 6 stops. Then after like 30 seconds, they they reverse, they U-turn, they go down the street. I'm like, okay. Then they U-turn again, and they like go a little bit up and park, and then they turn down, then they go this way, and then eventually they're like, oh, I found it, I found it. And then they're there for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, are you lost? Are you lost? And like, uh, I leave, I take a break. I'm like, what? I'll just maybe it's not as easy as it sounds. I don't want to, I felt bad because I wasn't really empathizing with the driver at all. I was just like annoyed. And I'm like, I don't know this person. And I've done delivery driving before, so I know that it's not actually as simple as people might make it sound. Like, I've had my car run out of gas during a drive, I've had my phone die during a drive. Things can happen. Um, and so I felt bad that I wasn't empathizing with the driver at all, but I just kept getting more annoyed. And so I come back from my break about almost an hour later, and they're at the same spot, moved a little bit more up. I'm like, you are actually lost. And then I come back later and I check, and the message doesn't say 6 stops anymore. It changed. And it changed to the driver has to make a few more deliveries on the way to your address. And I think, I don't remember, but it's possible my boyfriend was like, oh, maybe they figured it out and they did the last stops and there's just like a few left, like it says. And I'm like, I think this is a like technical difficulties message that they put up. They finally like clicked like the help button on their like delivery app, and now they're putting a technical difficulties message up. And yep, they kept driving every which way along the same street, and then they like went on the other side. After a really long time, I was like, they parked somewhere, and I'm like, maybe they found it. I think they found it. And guess what the message changed to after they found it? It changed to 5 stops remaining. It was yeah, I was right. It was um like literally the 6th stop, which okay, this is kind of uh like kind of crazy, like a really cool coincidence. Um there's actually a song that I really like called The 6th Stop from Spirited Away. But anyways, I was like 100% correct. I was like, you're just lost. And that's not a real message from the delivery saying that they actually are down to the last few. Because I'm also like, no, if they were down to the last few, it would have just said 3 stops, 2 stops. Like they wouldn't have changed the message. So that was my rant. It was funnier in the moment. Maybe it wasn't that funny to anyone who might watch this, but I think I think it was funny. Yeah. And yeah, I was like it's like I don't know. I said to my best friend, I was like, I could be wrong about this, but I think this person might actually be my arch nemesis. I was just saying like a lot of things like that. Like I don't know. I can't bring back the moment, but it was so funny. And that was my rant. So I'm wondering, has anyone had this experience? Have any of you ever happened to be there at the same time that the delivery was being tracked and you genuinely experienced that you could tell that the driver got like lost or something? Um but yeah, I don't know. Normally I'm patient with it, but I got so excited because this is like a gift I've waited a long time to give to my bestie. Uh, it wasn't this specific thing. It's like just literally for like years and years. Just I wanted to reciprocate, like send back a gift, any gift, you know. And so yeah, when it got to like when I saw at the very beginning of the whole thing, like 7 stops left, I literally messaged my friend. I was like, oh my gosh, because like my friend doesn't know that I'm sending a gift. So I was like, hey, are you free right now? Uh, it's important. You know, I put the words "it's important" where it's like, whoa, is something a little ominous, but like it'll be okay because when you hear from me, it's actually really like a lighthearted type of thing. So a little prankster energy in there. Um, and then yeah, as I waited and waited, I was like, okay, it's been like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and it still says like 6 stops away. I was like, so I had to tell my friend, I was like, oh, because I was trying to stall for the gift to get there, like the timing. So I was like, okay, I'll just let you know. So I told my friend, I was like, yeah, a gift is supposed to be on its way to you. Um, but that was my rant. So that was all. If anyone wants my content again, if any of you miss me, I guess you could leave a comment down below. I've kind of done a lot of process. Yeah, this is gonna be like less humor. I'm gonna do some like actually talking about life, kind of connecting again with everyone on here. Um, but basically, you all know, for those of you who have been on my channel for a long time, like that, yeah, I kind of disappeared for a while. It's been rough. I'm gonna just kind of put that out there. It has not been easy. It's been a difficult time, actually. Um, and then I can't really get too into it because I've talked about this before on the channel in a previous vlog, which is basically that there are some people out there that I don't want knowing anything about me. That makes me feel like I don't want to share anything on the internet because, yeah, And now I'm kind of relating how I've been able to make other people feel a similar way, but ultimately, like, to those people that I made that may have made feel that way, I'm basically like a rando. Like, I'm just a totally random person. The people that I'm specifically talking about, like, are people that I was involved with for literally decades, that I was trying to get away from for decades. That even the fact that I was trying to get away from them was turned into like mocking me, bullying me, harassing me, and joking and laughing at me about how much I wanted to get away from these people. You know, oh, if that's what you want, why don't you just leave? Why haven't you left by now? And internally, I think they kind of laugh to themselves because they know, oh, you can't. We kind of, I almost gave it away. I was like, they're my parents. It's like we kind of raised you so that you couldn't get away. um, so yeah, it's really awkward putting stuff out there, knowing that like they know about my channel, and I don't really actually ever, like, I never really thought they actually cared about their own like beings that they created, but I know that they've been on my channel before, and I've basically cut them out of my life. So it's like maybe they didn't give a shit about my channel before, but after a long time of being unable to reach me, they actually care enough where they're like, they'll take whatever social media stalk me because I don't know, they can't reach me any other way because I won't let them. um, so yeah, that's been a big thing that's made it harder for me to be on the channel. Um, But aside from that, there's obviously the actual like life stuff going on that contributes to that. For one, my physical health. I've grown up not actually healthy and somehow also grew up with the people around me not believing that or thinking I need more proof to let them know that I've been in chronic pain my entire life. So silly because they're like, well, if you're in chronic pain, well, wouldn't you have gone to the doctor right now? Which, first, like, I have gone a number of times, but like, that's just like a whole vague journey. And let's face it, like, doctors don't really help like a lot of people. Um, Maybe they help whoever the specific listener is, like you watching, like maybe doctors you've been to have helped you, but for the most part, there are a lot of people that no matter how many doctor visits they've gone to, they end the visit not actually feeling helped or treated. Um, and it's expensive. Even if you had or have insurance, there's still typically a copay. Um, there's always some sort of a catch, basically. And then the instances where you can kind of get some health care for free, it's usually short term. So it's like it has its limits. Um, but yeah, so that's been one factor as well for why it's been harder for me to be on the channel. And then other factors is just like kind of choice based. Like I really like playing video games, so it's hard to multitask. It's difficult to be everywhere all at once. So even though I really would like to be on the channel more, um, I tend to be elsewhere. LA, I missed you too. Thank you for messaging. I went the last 19 minutes kind of ranting and talking, um, unsure of who might be here. Yeah. How have things been? Have any of the businesses worked out, like the business partners that you were like trying to work things out with, or any new people? If you feel like sharing still with me. Oh, okay. It was like business related then. They're still fighting you. You'll win the case. That's such a tedious process. No, it is not. Yeah. Another challenge is that at my old living situation, a reason that made it easier for me to record sometimes prior to 2020, but especially in 2019, was that I had a lot of privacy. And I have my personal space respected a lot more here in my new living situation, but it's less privacy because all the rooms are kind of close together and stuff like that. So it's no one's fault really. But the reason I'm mentioning that is that like my roommates just came home, so I'm like feeling more self conscious and yeah. But I'll try to go live some more um, soon because I want to see if people want to reconnect at all. Once I kind of hit live, I kind of forget how much I missed talking to people. Um, and also, speaking of like spiritual journeys and tarot, a very specific connection that kind of played a big role at a certain important moment in my spiritual journey. Recently, I've been trying to like for some reason kind of like reach them again. Oh my gosh. Sorry. So on aside from oh never mind because the never I can't say because I'll type it. But yeah, I thought that I saw the package for my but nah, it was the same pack. Yeah, never mind. So I'm just not saying that because I yeah, I want to surprise. But anyways, hopefully this is making sense of my messages on the chat. But when you're consistent, everyone shows up. Your energy is really good. It's magnetic. I just like so as a Pisces, Pisces is about like everything and nothing, like infinity and zero, light and dark, like duality in every aspect. So I hear this and I feel really good. But then I'm also like, I don't believe it. I'm like, I don't know. Who wants to see me? Like feeling important, feeling unimportant. Like type of like, like so I go back and forth is what I'm trying to describe. So like that means a lot when I hear that. It's like hard to believe. The numbers don't lie. Thank you. That's sweet. Speaking of people still fighting you, I've had people. I think you know about this that like I somehow get into like weird fights as well, but through like social media, particularly on Discord. It's so annoying. Specifically, video game Discord channels, which is what most Discord channels are to begin with. So annoying. Like, just the most unenjoyable people that you could imagine trying to talk to. That I guess don't realize that they like are hurtful, that they're genuinely hurtful, and that they're genuinely wrong. That whatever they're thinking, they're being objective, that they're subjectively just being hurtful again, and that they're not actually making any sense. That like they think they are. And it's just so annoying. Um, so yeah, that That's been stressful. Um, and I disengage a lot faster now. The thing is, it's like, because I've heard sometimes from people like, oh, just don't talk to them. It's like, well, you sometimes you don't know that you're walking into like that situation until after you've tried, you know, meeting someone or whatever. I'm a spy. I just want to ask my question and leave. Yeah. What the heck? Who? Why are they like the audacity? Also, yeah, my house or this exact footage or camera, it may still look exactly the same, like the same boxes, same posters, the same couch, like his chair, like but no, we've been working on it. It's fine. Don't worry. Happened like 3 times. 3 times by 3 different people in different like live chats or the same tarot channel. I searched up a tarot reading for the first time in a while, like a few weeks back, and um, let me find it again. But I really liked the channel. I really liked her energy. Yeah, Vanessa Sumayina? She's really cool. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Sumayina. So yeah, energy might not be for everyone, but like I like, oh, okay, you know her channel. Yeah, I think she's cool. Different people, different lives. Yeah, that is really weird. But yeah, I am gonna head out. She seems so calm, yet so sharp at the. That is, yeah, so balanced. Yeah, that's a accurate description. Something though, a good update is I've been kind of outside, out in like some pretty good weather more often recently. It's gotten a lot warmer, so like I'll like relax outside. Sometimes I'll like go on a walk or something. So that's a positive note to end this video. LA, I don't know if you listened to my rant earlier, but I thought it was funny. Um, but yeah, I actually thought it was so funny. Okay, I'm getting tired. Whoa, I like that emoji. It's like a leaf and some like wind of its trajectory. Wait, before I go, aside from having to still deal with those people that you were talking about, I saw you were tracking the messages for like Yeah, like privacy's sake. Cassie! Oh, thank you. It's nice to hear from you. Okay. Yeah, I'll get some rest again. My boyfriend's waiting for me. But how are you guys? Just real quick, if anyone that's missed me is popping in right now, like please say hi because I'm gonna head out soon, um, and I'm definitely gonna try to be back again, um, to interact more, catch up more with everybody, see how you're all doing. Stara, how are you? I missed you. LA, you told me. You're right. There's the OG. There is always support out there. Thank you, Stara. I would say I'm doing all right. It's been a long road. The last year and something months has been a lot more healing for me than kind of anything before it. Everything before it was also lots of, turbulation, of ups and downs, healing and whatnot, and then feeling like maybe I'm not healing and breaking and hurting and healing. Just, it's definitely not a constant, like a linear path or road. But yeah, the last year has been a lot more peaceful. I've been a lot more able to uh, be triggered. Uh, it's kind of crazy because before I feel like I would feel fine and I would say something and people would be like, "Whoa, triggered much?" And, as if that's first of all a bad thing or something to be embarrassed or ashamed about. And second of all, it's like I don't think I was like, how can I be triggered if the button was never unpressed? If I'm still currently enduring like my abuse and like all these other things, it's not really being triggered. It's more like I'm still currently going through whatever the thing is. So now I'm in a spot where it's more like I actually get to be triggered, which, yay. But also, obviously, that's damaging. I lash out a lot when getting triggered, and a lot of things feel like I go backwards. So it's been a year of finally being safe enough to kind of do all of that. And I want to get to the point where it's safe and healthy. It's not necessarily been a healthy ride, lashing out and getting triggered, but it feels like I guess it needs to happen. Have a whole team on here. Oh, thanks. Yeah, there's, yeah, there's a big part of me that feels really connected and like appreciative. But there's also like I'm processing lately of just simply reflecting where I'm like, I don't even know who I am. I don't even know who I want to spend time with. And I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about like connections that I have dedicated like years and also decades to, and just being like rethinking and just always reflecting and trying to find myself. So yeah, I want to know where I fit, and I do feel connected to the channel, but I feel like there's some specific connections, specific people who don't put any energy or effort to reach out to me, that I want either to keep working on or I want closure at least, but they're not willing to give either of those, and so you just feel stuck. So that's something that I'm always processing and kind of just letting go of. But because it's that important, you can't really ever, be completely moved on. So it's always going to feel relevant, or at least it still does to me here and there. And then if it's about moving on from those people, then there's that feeling of like, okay, well, I still want to meet. There's must be someone new that I want to meet someday, that I'm needing to meet someday, and I don't know who it is, um, type of a thing. So that's a lot of what I'm going through. Always feeling kind of lonely, even if I do have support, or even if I do know people care about me, love me, want the best for me, and vice versa. I definitely appreciate the love, and I'm really rooting for you all as well. Thank you, Cassie. Yeah, I mostly just wish life wasn't so painful for everyone, because whatever you're all going through or could be going through, I'm also sorry. And I also wish that it was like that things could play out, that we could all just feel good and feel like peaceful and everything, content. That's a big one. But yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. And that's definitely a big reason for me to come back to the channel. I definitely want to help as much as I can, in terms of being possibly able to make people feel less alone. Because that is a big reason why I made the channel. Uh, at the beginning, I just talked to myself and it helped me be there for myself more than I already am. And I've been doing that my whole life, of course, as have all of you. Um, but especially once you all started coming into the picture as well, um, that helped me a lot on my journey. And I'm never gonna forget. Oh no! Yeah, so I don't know where the video quality is at now, so thank you all for watching. Yeah, I'm just like, I'll just have to try and come back live at another time that I'm feeling up for it. Okay, Cassie says that the video is working. But yeah, I'll have to find a time that I'm feeling up for it and that my roommates are either out of town or gone for a while, type of a thing. Because yeah, it definitely gets more difficult when we're all home because the internet bandwidth does kind of crash on me. Thanks, Stara. Yeah, I'll try and be back again. Regarding tarot readings, by the way, everybody. So if you do email me and book a reading, I would still give one, and I will do my best with the energy that I have. The energy of the cards is really what I'm talking about right now. For the channel itself, I'm putting it kind of on a what's it called? Indeterminate amount of time, on a hiatus. So the reason is that I have not treated my cards the best, and I do feel really bad about it. So I feel like I need to do a whole major cleansing, get brand new decks to kind of say how sorry I am to my cards and get some new energy going, type of a thing. But in terms of like getting booked to do a reading for anyone, I'd appreciate the business. Business is always appreciated. So I would do that. But for something to consider, the energy is probably going to be like you'll probably be able to tell that there's something going on or that's kind of off. And I think it's partially to do a big part to do with the energy of how I've treated my cards since I've moved here. I think, like, in the grand scheme of things, the universe understands, like my situation and like kind of my decision making for how I treated my cards. But still, I feel like, dang, these are some things that I kind of vowed to never do to my own belongings ever again. Yeah. Easy example, if any of you ever had a video game file and the file's fine, but you're just angry and you like delete all your progress. I do that stuff. And so did similar stuff, but with the cards. So yeah, I feel really bad about that. And I'm glad that the video is working better now. But yeah, all that being said, yeah, I know. It'll be okay. And yeah. As long as I recover and the years pass by and I heal over those years, it'll be okay. And I'll be in a better spot and I'll have all that new energy back in my life and it'll be good. Yay. Yeah, I like to do that stuff like charging your cards, cleansing them, things like that. Like a moon bathing type of a thing or a moon cleanse, charging it with the sun. So yeah, I might actually do that and put my cards out there. Thing is, I have to find them all and I have to organize them all. It's so unorganized for one. Yeah, I have things like incense that I use, frankincense, stuff like that. Um, I don't have frankincense right now, but uh, I do have incense. Um, but yeah, energetically, it's also like some of the simpler stuff. Like I have to find the cards, I have to dust them off. Like that's how in bad like they're in bad condition due to like I just leave them out everywhere and I've like thrown them. I've been really harsh to my cards. Some cards have gotten ripped. Yeah. Just putting that out there alone. It's all intentions, so I think you get it. Any intention setting, doing something that feels symbolic, I feel like is the key. I'm not too big on like, oh, the way you have to do a spiritual practice is supposed to be specifically this way. To me, I'm like the whole point of it is that we are all spiritual and we can all connect and be our own rule maker to what life is. We can decide what life is for ourselves. No matter how much people want to tell you, like, oh, but you could be wrong. It's like, okay, but that's everyone. We're already admitting, okay, wrong or right aside, I'm me. So obviously I want to be right. So I'm going to try and make life out to be what I think it is or what I want or need it to be or whatever. You know? But a lot of people do not vibe with that kind of, I guess the best word is freedom. And obviously, I don't mean like getting to just like take other people's beliefs or cultures or identities and be like, I like that. That's mine now. No, like, uh, we have to, there's a lot of things that are uh, political about it in this world that become like possibly like problematic or not so clear as like that you can simply, you know, everything is situational basically. Yeah. Intention, absolutely. Yes. Cause yeah, I don't know. I think that there's something more going on here in the world than just like randomness. It all feels quite random because we don't understand it. Like my human understanding, I cannot really know or fathom the answers to all of the universe. But something I kind of do know is that everything feels really specific. Yeah. So, but it doesn't feel like any like deity or being is just gonna like spawn or like teleport and be like, surprise, here are the answers. It feels like we're gonna go the whole journey of like never kind of getting those answers. So it's like, okay, I think we're supposed to come up with the answer ourselves. That seems to be like key. And that all will be theory to anyone who hears this, but it's like, but like, no. I'm like seriously, what if life is like school? What if this is like life school? And we're learning how to be living beings. Just a theory, but yeah. Aliens speak to us. Plan on vlogging a lot this summer. To your rant for a long time. I'm a Sagittarius sun, Gemini moon. What's your rising sign? My attention span is literally that of a squirrel and I'm captured. Wow. Oh, whoa. Thank you. It feels good that I can catch people's attention. Something that I had been processing the last few days is feeling like I have to do really crazy things to draw any attention from the person that matters. And I'm talking about my boyfriend. Um, but yeah, Capricorn rising, but Scorpio stellium. Oh, that's so cool. Whoa, that all makes sense to me. Literally, like your whole chart, that makes sense to me. Especially with Capricorn, right? Like in every way, like yeah, I feel like that helps. It makes sense. How do I put it? Because I don't want to sound like I don't want to get it wrong or sound harmful or offensive, but like um now not to me, but maybe to you, you maybe had experiences where people around you think that you're like standoffish or like they don't know what you're thinking. Um but like Gemini moon is not so much that. That's more like Sagittarius and Capricorn that I'm sort of trying to describe. I'm not trying to say that's literally the trait. I'm trying to describe like a situation. Because I don't know how to describe things very linearly with words. It's just kind of like a vibe, and like a whole picture that how my mind kind of works. Z, hi. Intuitive message on why I keep finding spiders all around me. Oh my god, I've been finding spiders all around me. Okay, I think, do you ever, for example, have a particular business or life idea that you just threw out there, but then you're like, or that you just thought about, but then you're like, that was a really cool idea, and then that's it. You don't really plan on acting on it because it just feels so out there. And then you'll like, for example, go to the bathroom, and then there's a spider, and then it makes you think that this has to do with that idea. Tell me if you've had that experience, Z. Let me know. Because then I'll give you an intuitive message based off of relating with my experiences of running into spiders. Because that's how that happens. I'll have like a particular idea, an exact idea, and then I'll exactly also be like, eh. And then I'll go somewhere and then I'll literally see a spider. And then I'll literally, right after seeing the spider, immediately think it's because of the business idea. um, Yes, everyone thinks I'm a mime, but my head is a runaway train. I think I get what that all means because mimes are like silent. Exactly. So yeah, I just think I understand like you and your personality at least the best that like someone who's not you um and hasn't gotten to like know you like in person or anything like an impression. I'm basically saying like you know yourself better than anyone. I'm not going to claim that I definitely know every like whatever thing about you. I just mean like I think I've got a good gist of like your personality or what to expect. And like it's like like my past interactions with you over the years, it's like clicking into place and making sense to me. That kind of thing. So that happens a lot when I hear people's like zodiac signs. But yeah, Z, let me know if you heard all that. Feeling called to focus on, but I keep getting really busy. Traveled to the airport and literally found a spider in my Yeti coffee cup. Now that sounds so scary because it's like you were probably gonna drink that cup and you're like, dang it. Also, I hope the spider's okay. But like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Literally, like at an airport where you go to travel, travel has everything to do with like life plans and business or like making moves, you know? Let it free in the planter. Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, that's really synchronistic. So that's my intuitive message for you. I think it is supposed I wouldn't take it I wouldn't like change everything and force your idea because for example some of mine I'm like these sound very really stressful and while I have a pretty good chance of success there's also a really good chance that I'll just have wasted all my time and money type of a thing. But yeah, definitely take it as a sign that it's like you can create the life you want. You can create the abundance, the money, the support, the whatever, the reality that you're going for, or that you're hoping or wishing for, or that you think, oh, that's just a fairy tale, like, or it's something that you always wish was your life, but it still isn't. You know, I wish things were just easy. I'm tired of things being hard, difficult, and like the struggle, you know? So I would say that the spiders are a message to you that like you might feel like whatever you pencil you have, you only have so much to write with. You only get to create a tiny little string that won't amount to anything. But the truth about those strings is eventually they build up a web, they build up a house, they build up a lot of tools. Like I'm basically using spider web building as an analogy. Like we feel like spiders are visibly small to us humans, to our eye, but in truth, they can make a lot of things using their spider web. Just chilling in there. Oh, that's good. So there's no harm. Yay. You're welcome, Z. Yeah. So that's my intuitive message there. Um, and pay attention to media that you consume. There's probably media that you should not consume, of course, but I'd say that there's such thing as media that's good to consume, or gives you an idea that you were looking for. I don't know why page 10, channel 10, something about that. You might just end up finding on a very specific channel or page. Um, or episode even or of a show, it's something like that. You might hear something that feels like a literal message to you. Uh, at least that's how I connect with like TV shows that I watch. I like believe that the show is relevant to my life, no matter how out there the show is. Yeah. Vision boards? For you, what's my experience with it? My experience with it is that I always try, but I'm really bad at like being consistent with things. I've made a manifestation journal. Maybe the most consistent I got was like 4 days in a row. That would be like a record, you know. So vision boards, I've done a little bit with. I think they make sense, and I think they work for some people. I think if you are just feeling, if you're the type of person that you've been through so much stuff that you just hope, you'll still always have hope in you because it never can truly be completely gone. But basically, you've had like the hope and the life sucked out of you. Oftentimes, the final four zodiac signs can feel that way. Anyone can, of course, but yeah, I'm talking about like Sagittarius, Aquarius, Capricorn, Pisces are kind of the most likely to really understand that feeling of like that you just can't like um buy into reality right now because of whatever you're going through. And that, of course, you're also the first person who also can do that and be like, yeah, I love the idea. Let's manifest. Like, you can do both because it's like you've been through a lot. But, anyways, that's my experience with vision boards. I feel like if I was more of an optimist, if my actual inner world was more peaceful, that I actually did feel safe most of the time, um, or could do those practices, and that's like the only um, wall holding me back. I feel like we all have like obstacles that keep us from our manifestations, for example, or from the things that we really want in life. A lot of obstacles are out of your control. They're all out, not your fault. It's basically an unfair hand. You're given a disadvantage right from the start. Basically, I'm talking about privilege. Um, you know, but there are also personal obstacles that will play a role. Uh, and so I think there are some people out there where the main obstacle is that they do need to do like a vision board or to just simply get that motivation internally, or like tell themselves that affirmation to amp themselves up. I feel like for me, I have way too many obstacles for a vision board to be able to overcome. But if I ever were to overcome my personal obstacles, that things like a vision board would help that much better for me. So that's my thought about it. I believe they can help and stuff. I do believe in like kind of a sense of magic, of manifestation, intentions, creating like whatever you believe and having it just like appear into your reality no matter how impossible. Um but I just know for myself that I have physical, practical, and many internal spiritual challenges and wounds that I would have to work on long before just making a simple rule of like, oh, just make a vision board. um, for that to like help me as much as I know it does help other people. But it does feel good when I do it. Keep the number 10 in mind. Definitely mindful about that. For not manifesting $1 zillion from a vision board because everyone is so positive in regards to it. Nah, I think a lot of people that do that are people who already had $1 zillion to begin with. I'll just leave it at that. Definitely talking about privilege. A lot of people tend to be born with a lot of resources that they somehow don't believe that they have, or they feel like it's the same for everybody, that they had their own struggles to deal with like insecurity and their own version of challenges in the physical world. But ultimately, like, I don't know. A lot of the times, like, really, really popular social media content of people making it sound like that they went from zero to infinity from the power of manifestation. The truth about a lot of those people is that, like, they have like a long history of being a part of some sort of like lineage of like inheritances and support and like community. Even if they felt like their whole upbringing is a line of people that always like made just ends meet, if they were good people, that's already a huge start because that means they're willing to help you. Like it can get a lot worse. Um, what house is your moon in, sun? Um, that's a good question. I'm trying to think. The eighth house? Let me check. It might be in the eighth house or the ninth house. Yeah, if any of you want to share any of your chart stuff, feel free. Yeah, my moon is in. Oh, sorry, the 10th house. I went backwards internally. I was like, no, it's the other way. So yeah, my moon sign is in the 10th house. That's a serious house. Whoa, Capricorn's house, isn't it? God. Also, there's some sounds that have really scare me. But yeah. I'm in a good spot in my life right now, but I'm also in a really stressful spot at the same time where I'm like, I it just needs to be way better. It really just does. I would have so many really therapeutic things right now if I was able to get those things. Friendship so seriously, literally an extension of me. That makes a lot of sense. What's in my 11th house? Taurus and Gemini. That makes so much sense. I've said this out loud before, how much sense that makes. There are particular connections that I've taken so seriously about like being like friends or like connected with that happen to fall under Taurus and Gemini. Oh, so I just think that's really interesting. Wow. Nice. What is the 10th house really affected by? 10th house. Let's see. My 10th house. Social status? The house of social status? Here, I'm going to say status. The 10th house is all about how a person wants others to see them. Oh, wow. Based on how a person wants to be remembered, they are sure to make very different changes in their life compared to someone else who is also going, oh, my package has arrived. Sorry. What was I saying? They are sure to make very different changes in their life compared to someone else who is also going through the 10th house. I'd say that's accurate. Yeah, I really care about how I get perceived. Um, because I genuinely don't want to hurt anybody. Obviously, I want to be liked and all that, but it's really, for me, very much so about like, I also like, it's definitely like, it's instilled into me of like, not wanting to inconvenience or hurt like anyone and always kind of, I don't know, it's like very intense empathy. I don't know. Delivery has been delivered. Yeah, so I officially gotta go because I want to be the one to show them. I don't want anyone else to see the package. I want to be like surprise. So sorry to cut this short, everybody. I'll try and be back again. Time Passages app covers degrees and conjunctions and everything for natal charts. I'll try and check out that app. I know similar apps. Bye, Stara. And yeah, so I've got to go. Yeah, hopefully I hope to see you all soon. Um, yeah. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Um, and yeah, I'll try and be back. All right. Yeah.